Yo, what is going on? Good morning. This is Andrew, ZERODRAWDREW, Pip Catcher Administration. Welcome back to another video. If you're new to the channel, like this, subscribe, keep us motivated, drop this content out every day. Let's get into it. So GBP USD on the weekly chart, as you can see, we got this bearish candle, bearish engulfing. I've been talking about this in the free group chat that I send in. If you're interested in that chart, click the link in my Instagram.com/ZERODRAWDREW. All information is there, right? So yeah, we've been talking about that. I said all buyer liquidity is above that daily U resistance at that high right there. As you can see, we did trap bulls later into the week before, and we started to move down. So short term now, as you can see, Thursday we got this bullish candle at this 200 support, and then Friday we took out that level. So all buyer liquidity is grabbed, and I do think short term we do want to start to move down to this neckline, right? So when we look at the hourly chart, we got this crown-like pattern on the hourly chart. So we are reading bearish momentum due to, that engulfing that happened on Friday, right? So we're looking at that key resistance level at that 1.25, 200 resistance level. So I do expect bulls to become trapped at that level over there, right? So looking at the hourly chart, that 250 resistance level is that neckline right there. So all buyer liquidity is at that level right there. So what you guys want to do, guys, is just kind of wait for the session of your choice and kind of trade what you see, right? So if you're trading London session, I think price would probably move down, trap bears short term, move up to buyer liquidity. Once buyer liquidity is grabbed New York session, we could look for that short down to the overall level. And then I do think later into the week, we'll probably find support at that level right there, trap bears there, and then start to move up to the overall highs, right? But nothing is guaranteed, so you guys just want to wait for the session and kind of play by day, right? So that is GBP USD. If you're confused, I'll go over it again at the end, but this is for now, right? So GBP JPY now, we're bullish on GBP JPY. As you can see, bulls are pretty strong. It's moving towards that buyer liquidity level, as I've been talking about. Also in the weekly analysis on the daily chart, we got this rejection like candle, on the daily chart. We pumped up and dropped, but things are still bullish. I still think price is bullish with this, but looking at this candle, we might be able to pull back, short term a little bit. So we are looking at that 162.800 support level on the daily chart, as you can see right there. So when we come down to the hourly chart, we are reading this crown-like pattern. That 162.700 level is that level right there. So we can see potential bear traps to this trend line and that level over there. So like I said before, guys, you just want to wait for the session of your choice and kind of play it by day. I do think that overall price wants to move up to this 650 resistance level. So I would wait for bears to become trapped over there and then trade towards that level. But if it is following what GBP USD is doing, because I do think GBP USD is going to push up eventually too. I do think that maybe the first 2 days, Monday into Tuesday, we might pull back. Tuesday night, we might rip up to that 650 resistance level, and then so on and so forth. And then you could react from there. Because at that level, you could probably see potential bull traps, but it would have to close, come back in, and then that would be confirmed. But that is later. So we'll just worry about now and just kind of play it by day, right? So that is GBP JPY, right? Euro USD now. Euro USD, similar story. On the weekly chart, we pumped up into this 1.06400 resistance level and have a doji candle kind of supporting that level, as you can see, right? On the daily chart, we got this trend line right here. As you can see, we got this bullish engulfing candle that happened on Thursday. On Friday, we just basically rejected that 450 resistance level. We can technically take out that level. If we took out that level, it could technically squeeze through this trend line. We can get a breakout through this trend line, but nothing is confirmed at the moment, right? So when we drop down to the hourly chart, looking at the hourly chart, we got this crown-like pattern, right? So everything is reading short-term bearish momentum, short term. So I do think price maybe wants to follow the other two pairs like GBP USD. Maybe the first 2 days we might want to pull back, start to move down to one of these levels listed, maybe even here, and then we'll probably squeeze up from there, right? So looking at the 15-minute chart, all buyer liquidity is above this 300 shoulder and this this trend line right here, and overall this level right here and this trend line. So we could see potential bull traps to this level or this level. So wait for the session and just kind of react by day, right? Or if price just drops, then look to react to one of these levels listed and then play it by day. Also, you know, you got these levels too, so, you know, guys, just do what you gotta do, right? That is Euro USD. Last but not least, we're at gold, right? So gold is another one that we've been talking about, saying that we get this bull trap to that right shoulder. That's exactly what happened, right? We got that bull trap to that right shoulder, but as you can see, the second time around, it came up and pushed up, right? It came back into the value the second time around. So right now, it might be pushing towards that second buyer liquidity level, which is at that 1877. But due to, you know, Friday's candle, it looks like we are reading a little bit of short-term momentum. So we might get a bull trap at this 1853 resistance level short term, and then we could kind of trade towards the downside and then look for bear traps and then play it by day, right? So when you break it down to the hourly chart, all buyer liquidity is above this right shoulder and this trend line right here. So you could see potential bull traps if price comes back up above there and then drops back in. You could probably smash that short down to the neckline and then kind of react to one of the levels listed, right? So I'm just going to go over everything real quick, then we're going to wrap this shit up and then have a fucking great week, right? So GBP USD, like I said, bearish on the weekly chart, on the daily chart, bearish, watching that 250 resistance level, maybe see potential bull traps to that level to short term down to these levels listed, and then play it by day. Maybe later into the week, Tuesday night, we might get a bear trap at one of these levels and then push towards buyer liquidity at the trend lines listed. So that is GBP USD. GBP JPY, similar story. We're bullish on the weekly chart. On the daily chart, we got this rejection like candle. Looks like we can pull back short term to that 790 support level. Right on the hourly chart, we are reading that crown like pattern. Right now, we are reading bearish momentum short term. So wait for price to pull back, maybe trap bears at one of the levels listed, and then trade towards that overall 650 level, you know, on the, you know, maybe Tuesday night, so on and so forth, right? So that is GBP JPY. Euro USD, similar story. We got this doji candle. On the daily chart, we got that bullish engulf, and we're rejecting that 450 resistance level. We can technically take out that resistance level and squeeze up through this trend line, but nothing is confirmed yet. Looking at the hourly chart, we got that crown-like pattern. It's reading bearish momentum short term. So we might drop to one of these levels listed the first couple days, and then later into the week we might trap bears and then squeeze up, right? So that is Euro USD. Last but not least, gold, right? Gold, we just talked about this. We're in this range on the weekly chart. Daily chart, we push back into this value, which may indicate that we push to the next buyer liquidity level, right? But short term, we are reading downward momentum, right? Due to that bearish engulfing that happened on Friday. So look for a reaction to that 1854 resistance level. And that trend line right there, we can see potential 1854. See how it kind of lines up right there? So look for the bull traps to that level. Kind of trade towards the neckline and play it by day, right? So that is it, guys. Make sure you like this shit, subscribe to the channel, keep us motivated, keep putting this shit out, because that's why I haven't posted in the past month, because nobody's watching these fucking videos. Only a few of you are. So fucking share this shit, like it, comment, drop whatever, so that I could keep posting this dime fucking content every day. Because honestly, who else is posting this shit? Who else is posting this shit, man? The fucking live calls I post are golden, man. So like this shit, subscribe. We'll see you guys when we see you. Let's go.